Copy.
Artemyev and Matveev watching the Poisk airlock and its depressurization. That'll bring it down to vacuum a short time from now. And again, once that occurs, the two cosmonauts will make final checks to their suits and systems, voice communications with the Russian flight controllers there in Korolyov that you're looking from this balcony camera view before the green light is given by the Russian flight control team for them to open up the hatch to the Poisk airlock. We're about 7 minutes away from flying into an orbital sunrise over the Pacific Ocean that will provide us with our excellent views from a variety of different cameras on the outside of the International Outpost.
Russian Spacewalk 53 will be conducted by Oleg Artemyev, EV1 in the red stripes, and Denis Matveev, EV2 in the blue stripes. To start the spacewalk, crew will egress the Poisk airlock with a crew lock bag and a tool carrier. After turning on their cameras and lights, both crew will start translating down the Strela boom from Poisk to the Nauka module. After translating nadir of the solar rays, EV1 and EV2 will take separate translation paths to the European Robotic Arm, or ERA. EV1 and EV2 will work to remove insulation covers on the ERA end effectors. Afterwards, they'll stow the crew lock bag and tool carrier on handrail 4575. Oleg will gather and jettison the covers in the station aft direction. Once complete with imagery, EV1 releases the launch lock near the end effector joint as EV2 retrieves their tool carrier. Denis will then back off the grapple point from the end effector. EV2 will monitor motion of the end effector joint. Once the end effector has completed its first motion, EV1 will remove a launch lock that will then lead to an additional motion of the end effector. Crew will work together to continue releasing various ERA launch locks, at which point the ERA shoulder limb will be rotated to allow handrails to be installed. As crew verifies safe motion, ERA will be maneuvered to grapple onto Nauka base point 1. Crew translates to the remaining end effector to repeat the process of releasing launch locks. The end effector is moved away from structure slightly to allow access to additional launch locks. Oleg and Denis will translate to provide safe motion calls for the next ERA maneuvers. ERA will grapple its second end effector onto base point 2. The team will then ungrapple from base point 1 and maneuver over to base point 3. Crew will gather their tools and translate Zenith up the Nauka module and Strela boom to the Poisk airlock. There, crew will stow their bags and ingress, ending Russian Spacewalk 53.
Here you go. Okay, actually it is, I can see the light of day outside. Okay, let me move here. Denis, how do you copy me? I copy you loud and clear. Copy.
Oleg Artemyev wearing the suit with the red stripes. You're seeing Denis Matveev first out of the airlock wearing the suit with the blue stripes, as was the case back on April 18th for the first of their spacewalks in support of European Robotic Arm outfitting. Artemyev is EV1, or extravehicular crew member number 1. He will have a helmet camera that will be turned on a short time from now with the number 16 that you'll be seeing in the lower right-hand corner of the image that will be produced from that helmet camera. Matveev is EV2, wearing the suit with the blue stripes. His helmet camera is number 20. This is Mission Control Houston, just about 17 minutes into today's spacewalk that began with the opening of the Poisk airlock hatch at 9:58 a.m. Central Time, 10:58 a.m. Eastern Time. The two cosmonauts, Oleg Artemyev in the foreground wearing the suit with the red stripes, and Denis Matveev wearing the suit with the blue stripes, are making their way to the Strela boom that you see Artemyev at the moment. They will one by one make their way down the Strela boom, which is a telescoping boom used for translation of equipment and spacewalkers outside of the Russian segment of the complex. They will reposition themselves at the Nauka multipurpose laboratory module a short time from now, set up all of their gear, and begin the work to remove launch locks on the grapple mechanisms, the roll and wrist joints, and the elbow joint of the 37-foot-long European robotic arm that is mounted on the side of Nauka.
Have already moved over there. Yes, you can hold the handrail. Stand by. Give it to me. Oleg, Denis, we are watching your translation. So you secured everything? Yes, that's correct. Of course. So we are at the handrail 4103. Sounds good. The next one is 04. No, actually 4105. We are moving with gigantic steps. Okay.
(4107)
4107. 4106 now. Can you see Earth clearly? Yes. Let me show you.
Yes, let me reattach this for you.
And a good view of the cosmonauts at the top of Nauka, and at the very top of your screen, the Prishal node module. That is the 6-port module to which Russian visiting vehicles will be arriving and linking themselves to in the future. Just out of the field of view at the top of Prishal is the Soyuz MS-21 spacecraft that brought Artemyev, Matveev, and Sergey Korsakov to the station back on March 18th.
And also, when you can, try to reboot the camera because we're getting the video. Stand by. The mirror. It is illuminated. Not illuminated. Okay, now it is illuminated. So I guess I'm going to use one towel for that. Yes. you can go ahead and use one towel. And what should I do with it then? You can wrap it around your handrail for 336, but you're going to have to carry it all the way there first. Or
I said there's no Velcro on the other side. On the other side, it's loose. There's nothing to secure it to on the other side. It has Velcro, but there is no response. The side, there's no response part that would be used to secure it to. Okay, I found SKM connector. Notable. Well, I'm right now watching. Here is a TRM Flex. Oh, Denis, are you still cutting the remaining straps? Could you repeat your last? Well, we're near the shoulder joints of the ear arm, and we're both here together. So you still have some strap cutting to do. Well, there's only one left, and maybe we can avoid cutting it. Sounds good.
One hour, 15 minutes into today's spacewalk. Artemyev and Matveev continue work to remove the first of a pair of thermal covers from the first of two end effectors, or hands, if you will, on the two-limbed European Robotic Arm that is mounted on the Nauka multipurpose laboratory module that you see here in the field of view.
Wire tie.
This thermal cover removal work, along with the removal of launch locks from the grapple mechanisms holding the two end effectors in place on launch points, as they are called, will enable the arm to move to base points or permanent grapple fixture points on Nauka, as the arm is then in time able to inchworm its way back and forth along the Russian segment of the International Space Station.
After you have jettisoned it, would you please follow the track of the bundle with your cameras? Yeah. Is the audience ready for this spectacle? Yes, of course. Everyone is watching it. Well, if the audience is there for the show, of course, we will oblige them. We are receiving, also, there is also the broadcast right now on NASA channel and other channels. So you can actually wave your hand and send a greeting to your loved ones. Yes, so that's what we are doing. We will probably be finished very late today, and we won't be able to call. It will be too late. And,
Oleg.
I
set the wrench. It's not going to block anything there. And you need to release it 1.5 turns to release. Okay, copy. So for release. Yes, I heard you. I set that wrench. Did it work? Well, you're going to hold it. Yes, it worked. How many turns? 1 turn? It's, in this case, are you creating the torque, or is that wrench rotating? Well, I made 1 turn, and then it's... We just need to rotate it, right? It's going to be, yes, there's going to be a lock or a latch. Yes, I see it. I need to move sideways. Okay. I think so. I think it needs to be opened. The muff is open. I'll copy. So the locking mechanism is open. Copy. Oleg, put the wrench away. Putting it away. And you can move to the handrail 4533. Okay, sounds good.
Denis, как у тебя? Ты перебрался на поручень 42?
Denis, did you move to the handrail 4200?
Of that, no, Oleg. We can see it all very clearly through your helmet cameras. And we need to save the camera resource. So please watch the movement. Oleg, could you please secure in that position that you are now? So we sent the command for ERA movement, and we are watching it. It started to move. Yes, it started moving. About 1 centimeter. Yes, it started with a maximum speed. I think 2 centimeters already. Maybe we should, accelerate it. Sergey, could you please? It is complete. Sergey, we confirm. Copy, Sergey and Oleg. We're standing by for the...
Oleg Artemyev now confirming the first wrist motion.
So the wrist is your...
So one of the 2 limbs of the European Robotic Arm has effectively moved away from its launch position for the first time. Good movement reported of the wrist and the end effector by Oleg Artemyev.
Oleg, подходи.
Oleg, could you please approach the TRM sensor, the torque force sensor, to perform the activity with it. Okay, copy, in work.
The acronym of TRM or TRM that is being referred to at the moment is that the wrist on the one end effector of the robotic arm is being rotated to provide Artemyev access to an actuator for this TRM. That's the acronym for a torque force sensor rigidizing mechanism, part of the equipment on the arm that will enable it to grapple objects and securely move them around the Russian segment of the International Space Station.
Yes, that's correct. I can see the pin that is inside, and I'm inserting the tool. The tool is inserted. Okay, so you will have to move to the elbow. No, I will move, translate towards you, Oleg. All right, sounds good. I will wait for you, Denis. Of course, I'm coming. I'm coming. So I'm performing an audible task. This is Sergey. I confirm the era movement. Start. Yes, I also can confirm this is Oleg. Era arm is moving. Copy, Oleg. And the elbow is moving out. Elbow joint is moving out. Yes, it's era master and commander. It gave an order to move. Yes, here it started. Oleg, Denis, can you hear Maxim when he's talking to me? No, we cannot hear Maxim. What Maxim are you talking about? The one that is an instructor on the arm. No, but we feel him. We cannot hear him, but we're feeling his presence.
3 hours, 25 minutes into the spacewalk. Oleg Artemyev on the right, joined by cosmonaut Denis Matveev.
Beautiful sight. You know, it's hard to believe that we will see it. You know, you will be able to touch it even. You know, it's actually thanks to you. Well, no, it's a teamwork. So the current value is -21. This is Sergey. It started to rotate. This is Oleg speaking.
This is a view from a camera mounted in a window in the Zvezda service module. The launch locks for the elbow of the European Robotic Arm have now been released. The shoulder joint of the arm is being rotated to provide access for Artemyev and Matveev to install 3 additional handrails on the arm. The first 3 handrails out of a total of 6 were installed during the first spacewalk 10 days ago by these 2 cosmonauts, the first in a series of what could be 6 or more spacewalks to outfit and activate this new European robotic arm.
But don't just put your hands there, your arms between the shoulders of the arm. Okay. Oleg, you also can move towards...
And a good view of the end effector on one of the 2 limbs of the arm as it is being rotated. Reported very smooth motion by the 2 cosmonauts.
Well, I'm doing what you tell me.
Matveev at the bottom of your screen wearing the suit with the blue stripes. To his left is Oleg Artemyev.
You know, because we're in the way, actually.
When fully unfurled, the arm stretches to about 37 feet in length and will move payloads and people around the Russian segment of the International Space Station. Its value is considerable in augmenting the operation of the Canadarm2 robotic arm that has been in service for more than 2 decades, and a Japanese robotic arm that is affixed on the outside of the Kibo module on the U.S. segment of the complex. Those 2 arms cannot reach far enough to accommodate activities on the Russian segment, hence the need and usefulness of the new European robotic arm.
Pricing of the machines. Indeed, pricing of the machines.
And there is a good view of the new European robotic arm unfurled for the first time as it begins to make its move to a different grapple point, a different base point. There are 3 such base points with grapple fixture capability for the arm to walk about the Russian segment of the International Space Station.
The action is completed.
Next to the arm is Oleg Artemyev wearing the suit bearing the red stripes, extravehicular crew member number 1 in the midst of the 5th spacewalk in his career. You're looking at the Nauka multipurpose laboratory module. At the top of your screen is the Prishal node module that linked up to Nauka back in November and to which the Soyuz MS-21 spacecraft is docked out of the field of view. At this point of the spacewalk, Sergey Korsakov, operating from a control panel inside the Nauka multipurpose laboratory module, is working to move the end effector 1 into or end effector number 2, I should say, into a position where it will grapple a grapple fixture or a base point on the Nauka multipurpose laboratory module. While outside of the module itself, Oleg Artemyev has made his way up to the node module, the Prishal module, which is affixed and docked and mated to the top of the multipurpose laboratory module itself.
Good motion.
And the reports coming in that the second of the 2 end effectors, in this case end effector number 1, has now been released from its launch mooring and is exhibiting good motion as it begins a transit over to grapple to operational base point number 2 on the Nauka multipurpose laboratory module.
Motion completed. It is in motion, good motion. Yes, we are monitoring the arm motion.
Начинаем блокировать ТРМ.
Now you have a go to release the RAM torque force sensor stabilizing mechanism. I am translating in that direction, Sergey. All right, the letters confirm your action. So I started translating to the area of TRM. Well, it's handrail 4565. Okay. Denis, can you help me here? I need to install the camera. Okay. Let me move in there. So I will leave the KPU-2 carrier here for a while.
This view showing the two cosmonauts, Artemyev in the Orlan suit with the red stripes, and on the right, Matveev in the blue stripes, and the European Robotic Arm as it is unfurled to its length of 37 feet, making its move over to base point number 2 for a grapple. The second such end effector and arm movement to be conducted during this EVA, the spacewalk, the second in a series to fully check out and place the European Robotic Arm in a completely operational state.
Motion has started. Unintelligible. Well, this sun is right at my eyes. I cannot see very well. Stand by 1. Here you go. Let's do it. Okay. All right. Now, no, it's fine. It's fine. Okay. So with the upcoming Victory Day, okay, turn a little bit. Another take. Now it's me who is turning here. Stand by 1. I can push you away a little bit. My position here is quite favorable. With upcoming Victory Day, our greetings from space. And we are moving away. Another take.
Oleg, Denis.
Oleg, Denis. It was great. And now you can put the banner back, fold it, and put it back. Okay? Okay, please extend your right.
This is Mission Control Houston, 6.5 hours into today's spacewalk, as we stand by for the continuing motion of the European Robotic Arm to a base point grapple fixture, the second of such motions for the two identical end effectors on the European Robotic Arm. Artemyev and Matveev spent a few minutes unfurling a flag to honor Victory Day, which is a national holiday in Russia. And with that having been accomplished and some photographic documentation taken of the flag, they're pressing ahead now in what is expected to be the home stretch of this spacewalk. We're standing by for the Russian flight control team to report on how the remainder of the time allocated for today's spacewalk will be spent.
Move away from the area where I started the ERCA, and I have as well. Copy. So which side is it going to come out from? Oh, it's over there still. Okay, watch the arm so we can see the area of the motion of the arm toward the solar array. Does this work? I lifted the camera. Do you see the arm? Yes. Denis, this works. That's great. Denis, could you respond to Sergey? Denis, I'm calling you. You need to. Could you please monitor the clearance? ERA is now translating. Sergey, it's the first time I can hear you loud and clear today. You see, when the mic is so close to my mouth, then it's hard to breathe. Well, you can skip every other time. So you need to go to handrail 4100 in the direction of MRM. Yes. Along this translation path that is going to go to Strela, where Strela is docked. Okay, I see. Sounds good. So we're watching ERA. It is nominal. The motion is nominal, and the clearance is safe. Copy. Denis, Denis confirmed that he can see, and the distance is safe. Denis, anytime you have an opportunity, move the camera. Well, I need to either be watching or turning. The angles are nominal. Could you repeat your last? When the second motion of the ERA is going on, we're not going to be watching the second motion. We're going to watch this motion, and then we're going to go back home. Okay, copy. Oleg, do you see ERA? No, it's behind me. Denis, keep watching it. Keep watching it after we move past the hazardous zone. You will put away the camera, and Oleg will be watching it from that point on. ERA is continuing motion. The angles are nominal. It's moving. We're watching the ERA motion. We executed step 11. The angles are matching the design. The clearance is safe. Copy. I am executing task 12. Motion along the pitch angle in the shoulder joint. Starting the motion. Okay, here we go. Well, how is ERA? Do you see it? Yes, it's there nearby, and I cannot see it. Denis, we lost the video from your camera. Could you restart it again, please? Which one, the small, the HECA or ERCA? Which one? Denis, could you restart both cameras? Okay, got it. Okay, got it. Restarting. Shoulder pitch value set. Yes, I restarted the second camera. If you want, if you choose, the cartridge is limiting for EV1 and EV2. I am watching error. It's nearby. The distance is safe. Copy a safe distance. So CO2, everything is fine with CO2? Yes, everything is fine with CO2. And we hear you loud and clear. Ear stopped. Shoulder pitch angle value is 70. Shoulder pitch is incrementing. So it's moving toward the target. So it's incrementing and going lower. Shoulder pitch is -7.4.
6 hours, 43 minutes into the spacewalk. The second of the two end effectors on the European Robotic Arm is closing in for its grapple on a base point. That's basically a grapple fixture on the outside of the Nauka multipurpose laboratory module, one of three such grapple points from which the arm will ultimately become operational to move back and forth, carrying people and payloads around the Russian segment of the complex.
I saw it. I saw Ira. How do you see me? We're watching it. Everything is safe. Copy. Is the gap between, is the clearance between the solar array and the Ira is good? Yes, it's about 1.5 meters. Copy. Okay.
The International Space Station and its 11 discussions with the Russian specialists at the Russian Mission Control Center outside of Moscow are continuing to see what will unfold over the next few minutes to an hour as we are in the home stretch of today's spacewalk. At the moment, the second of the two end effectors, which is actually end effector number 1 by its nomenclature, is moving in for its grapple to base point number 2. That is the operational grapple point, one of three such grapple points on the Nauka multipurpose laboratory module. The Russian flight controllers are indicating that once that grapple is complete and confirmed, that the two Russian cosmonauts, Oleg Artemyev and Denis Matveev, will make their way back to the Poisk module to begin preparations to complete today's spacewalk. And the Russian specialists are continuing to discuss whether or not they then would ungrapple end effector number 2, which was released from its launch grapple point and grappled to base point number 1 earlier in today's spacewalk, whether it ungrapples that first of 3 base points and moves to grapple base point number 3 to show that all 3 of the operational grapple fixtures on the Nauka multipurpose laboratory module are functional. That can be done without the crew being outside to monitor its motion, but that final decision has not yet been made. We'll stand by for further word on that. This is Mission Control Houston, 7 hours, 20 minutes now into the spacewalk. The Russian flight controllers in Korolyov outside of Moscow have confirmed that now the Denis Matveev and Oleg Artemyev are close to entering the airlock in the Poisk module and closing the hatch to wrap up the spacewalk for today. They are pressing ahead for the final steps in completing the second of the two grapples of end effectors on the European Robotic Arm, in this case end effector 1, that was released from its launch mooring earlier in today's spacewalk and maneuvered over to base point or grapple point number 2. Once that's complete, that will wrap up the arm operations for today. A third maneuver that would have had end effector number 2 ungrappling from one of the 3 base points on Nauka and regrappling to a third base point.
Look at your gloves. What can it be? Is it some panel?